to start a new chapter for Standard 10th, Coordinate Geometry. Coordinate Geometry, it is the branch of mathematics which joins algebra with geometry. Now we are going to discuss few things which I have written on the extreme right of the board. We are going to discuss in two-dimensional planes. We are going to speak about coordinates, axes, marking scale, signs, ordered pair, reflection in x-axis, reflection in y-axis, reflection in a line parallel to x-axis, reflection of a point in a line parallel to y-axis, and reflection in origin. First of all, any two-dimensional plane, like this is the board. The board is a two-dimensional plane. If I draw two lines which are perpendicular to each other, become reference points for me. I need a reference point. If I need to locate a point somewhere on two-dimensional plane, I need a reference point. So for that reference, we draw a line, two lines which are perpendicular to each other. One is x dash OX, which is called horizontal line. It is also called x-axis. It is also called abscissa. Another is the line which is perpendicular to it, which is YOY dash. These two perpendicular lines are called axes taken together. I would say x dash, for example, when I'm talking of x dash OX, if I'm talking of x dash OX, we call it x-axis. We can also call it a horizontal line, which is parallel to Earth, horizontal line, or we also sometimes refer it abscissa. Just we'll have to check the spelling of abscissa. Anyway, this is called abscissa. It is called abscissa. Let me check the spelling correctly. ABSCISSA. CISSA, what I had written in the beginning was correct. Abscissa. X dash OX is called x-axis horizontal line. It is also called abscissa. YOY dash is y-axis. It is also called vertical line, or it is also called ordinate axis. It is also called ordinate axis. These axes divide the whole two-dimensional plane into four coordinates. Why coordinates? Because 0 to 90, 90 to 180, 180 to 270, 270 to 360. Four quadrants. They divide it into four quadrants. These are number lines. How number? Like I'll take on the right of O, on the right of O, on the horizontal line, we take as +1, +2, +3, +4, and so on. Similarly, on the left side, I take -1, -2, -3, -4. The intervals have to be fixed. And there has to be constant distance. Whatever is from O to 1, which is origin, O to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, distance is same. Same is here. O to -1, -1 between -2, -2 to -3, and -3 to -4, the distances are fixed, constant. Similarly, on this side, when we go up from point O on the vertical line, we'll get +1, +2, +3, +4. Similarly, -1 down, -2, -3, -4. As scale can be taken, the graph paper which you will be using in your usual classes are 2 millimeter graph. 2 millimeter graph means the smallest square printed on that graph is of 2 millimeter side, is of the 2 millimeter side. So this is a number line, this is also a number line, this is horizontal number line, this is vertical number line. They are marked. O is called the origin where the two axes cut each other. The two axes cut each other at O. Now this divides the total two-dimensional plane into 4 parts. And what are those 4 parts? Like X, O, Y. First coordinate is X, O, Y or Y, O, X, whichever way you want to write. Then I can write X dash, O, Y. This is first coordinate. Second is X dash, O, Y. Third coordinate is X dash, O, Y dash. And the fourth coordinate is X, O, Y dash. These are 4 coordinates. This is the first coordinate. This is the second coordinate. This is the third coordinate. And this is the fourth coordinate. This is the fourth coordinate. First, second, third, and fourth coordinate. Now, when we look at these coordinates, please notice that in this coordinate, if I have to plot a point, it has to be in the form of ordered pairs, always. X, Y. What does X, Y mean? Suppose I have to plot a point 2, 3. That first point in the ordered pair will be always X. The second coordinate will be Y. X is +2. So I'll go along x-axis 2 and then I'll go along y-axis +3. So this point will be 2, 3. These are reference lines. These are reference lines. When I'm saying 2, x coordinate 2, that means the perpendicular distance of that point from y-axis. When I'm talking of x point, that is the perpendicular distance of this point from the y-axis is 2. And y is 3, that means perpendicular distance from x-axis is 3. Perpendicular distance from x-axis is 3. X coordinate is perpendicular distance from y-axis and y coordinate is perpendicular distance from x-axis. So this coordinate will have x plus as well as y plus. So this is plus coordinate. This is plus coordinate. In this coordinate, x as well as y will come plus. So whatever the points will be plotted, plus, you have already done this plotting of the points earlier. I'm just going in detail, but even then, this is plus coordinate. Now, if I come to this coordinate, second coordinate, then x is minus, y is plus. So it is minus plus. First coordinate is always x, second coordinate is always y. When I come into the third coordinate, x is negative as well as y is negative. So it is negative. Both are negative. When I go into the fourth coordinate, x is positive, y is negative. X is positive, y is negative. This is very important. When we are plotting the set of coordinates, set of points, then we go according to the allotted sign system, whatever the sign is there. In this plus, in this minus, in this minus, in this plus and minus. Like I have written here, in the first coordinate xy is plus, in the second coordinate it is minus xy, In the third quadrant it is minus minus. In the fourth quadrant x is positive, y is negative. If you've drawn these number lines perpendicular to each other, it will be very simple for you to see that how are we going to do it. So this has been done here. Now I have already discussed ordered pair, that how do we plot the point. I have discussed, let me discuss further. Once again, the plotting of points. Suppose I have to plot a point minus 1, 2. I have to plot the point minus 1, 2. When I say minus 1, 2, that means x is minus 1 and y is plus. So x is this side minus 1 and 2 is here. So this point is minus 1, 2. If I want to plot minus 4, minus 3, then minus 4 is here and minus 3 is here. So this point is minus 4, minus 3. If I have to plot 4 minus 1, I have to plot 4 minus 1, then 4 is here and minus 1 will come here, that is 4 minus 1. We got 2, 3 here, plus plus. We have got minus 1, 2 here. We have got minus 4, minus 3 here. We have got 4 minus 1 here. So we have discussed a two-dimensional plane divided into 4 quadrants with the help of axes, x-axis, y-axis. The names were given as x-axis, horizontal axis or abscissa. Y-axis was given as vertical line or as ordinate axis. 4 quadrants, x, o, y, x dash, o, y, x dash, o, y dash, x, o, y dash. Then system of allotted points. System of allotted point. In this coordinate I have got plus plus. In this quadrant I have got minus plus. Here I have got minus minus. Here I have got plus minus. So the next step we have to do is reflection of a point in x-axis, reflection of a point in y-axis. When I am talking of reflection of a point in x-axis, we treat x-axis as the mirror. We treat x-axis as the mirror. You put the mirror along the x-axis and you apply the principle of simple reflection in the plane mirror. You have read in the physics that whatever is the distance of the object, whatever is the distance of the object in front of the mirror, the image will be formed behind the mirror at the same distance. That means mirror becomes the perpendicular bisector of this line. Mirror becomes the perpendicular bisector of this line. For example, if I am saying that I have to reflect a point P32, I have to reflect a point P32 in x-axis. So its reflection, it is in the first quadrant. It is in the first quadrant. Its reflection will come in the fourth quadrant first of all. X coordinate will not change. The y coordinate will change and P dash will become 3 minus 2. So when I reflect a point P 3, 2 in x-axis, we say mirror, x-axis is the mirror. Then what happens is the P dash becomes 3 minus 2. That means you change the sign of the y coordinate. You change the sign of the y coordinate. Like P was 3, 2, in P dash, the mirror image of P is P dash like it is shown here. The x coordinate remains the same. The sign of the y coordinate only changes. The sign of the y coordinate changes. For example, Q is another point which has got coordinate minus 2, minus 2. It is in the third quadrant. And if I treat x-axis as the mirror, then its image will be formed in second quadrant. It will be formed in second quadrant and minus 2 the same distance. This distance and this distance has to be same. Like if I join this to this, if I join this to this point is 3, 0. This point is 3, 0. 3, 0 should be the midpoint of PP dash. 3 plus 3 upon 2 is what? Midpoint is calculated x1 plus x2 by 2. So 3 plus 3, 6 divided by 2 is 3. 2 minus 2 divided by 2 will be 0. 0 divided by 2. Similarly here, q is minus 2 minus 2. When I reflect it in x-axis, the sign of the y coordinate will change. Q dash will become minus 2, 2. Q dash will become minus 2, 2. The sign of the y coordinate has changed. If I go here, just look at this point. This is the midpoint. What is the midpoint? Minus 2, 0. It will be because it is on the x-axis. We are taking x-axis as the reflection axis. On x-axis, the y coordinate is always 0. And if I'm saying this point is minus 2, 2, is it correct or not? Minus 2 plus minus 2 will be minus 4 divided by 2 will give you minus 2. 2 minus 2 will be 0 divided by 2 will give you 0. So reflection in x-axis changes a point, any point, suppose, let me take K, a point K, xy. If it has to be reflected in x-axis, then the thing will happen is that the sign of the y coordinate will change. xy will become x minus y. xy will become x minus y. This is the reflection in x-axis. I have taken x-axis as the mirror. I have taken x-axis as the mirror. Now I will take the another question where I am asking to reflect a point in y-axis. To reflect a point in y-axis. For example, on this another axis, here I did the reflection on x-axis. Here I am going to use y-axis as the mirror. For example, I have a point R13 and I want to reflect it in y-axis. I want to reflect it in y-axis. I want to use y-axis as the mirror. I want to use the y-axis as the mirror. Then what will happen is that this is the mirror. I'm just showing you. We don't have to indicate this. This is point. So obviously when it will be reflected, it will come to here. It is coming from first to second quadrant. First to second quadrant. It is 1. It will come to minus 1. Minus 1 and 3. So the coordinate of the sign, a sign of the coordinate x will change. The sign of the coordinate of the x will change. R dash will become minus 1, 3. Similarly, if I am reflecting a point S minus 2 minus 1 in y-axis, the sign of the x coordinate will change. It will become 2 minus 1. So if I reflect it in this axis, it will come to this side. It is 2 and minus 1. The y coordinate remains the same. Y coordinate remains the same. The sign of the x coordinate changes. The sign of the x coordinate changes. Here also, when we are reflecting in x-axis, the sign of the x coordinate remains the same. Sign of the y coordinate changes. In x, the sign of the y coordinate will change. In reflection in y-axis, the sign of the x coordinate will change. In general, again, I will say k, x, y. If it is to be reflected in y-axis, it will become k dash minus x, y. It will become k dash minus x, y. Till now, we did reflection in x-axis, reflection in y-axis. Now, if I take any line parallel to x-axis, actually the equation of x-axis is y is equal to 0. Because in x-axis, the sign y coordinate will be always 0. Suppose I take a line parallel to x-axis. Suppose it is y is equal to a. It is y is equal to a. I have taken any line parallel to x-axis at y is equal to a. That means at the value of y on this is a. The value of y in this is a. And suppose there is any other point xy. Suppose P is xy. P is xy. And I have to reflect this point P xy in the line y is equal to a and not in line y is equal to 0. That means I'm not reflecting this point Pxy in the x-axis, but I'm reflecting this point P in the line which is parallel to x-axis, and whose equation is y is equal to a. The principle remains the same. This becomes your mirror. This becomes your mirror. This becomes your mirror. Now its reflection in this line will come somewhere here, suppose. P becomes P dash. P becomes P dash. P becomes P dash. Now this point is M. This point is M. M will be the midpoint of PP dash. Suppose P dash is alpha beta. The points of P dash are alpha beta. And the coordinates of M. What will be the coordinates of M? Because it is saying X. The coordinates of P are xy. So this will be X. And Y is what? Y is equal to A. Y is equal to A. Y was 0 here. But here Y is equal to A. Here Y is equal to A. The coordinates of M. M is the midpoint. Is the midpoint of PP dash. Is the midpoint of PP dash. Why? Because we are reflecting P in the line y is equal to A. So any point which is falling on this line will be the midpoint. That is why the reflection is there. MP has to be equal to MP dash. Now I have said the P are xy, the coordinate of P are xy. The coordinates of M will be x. Of course, this is x. That is how it has got xy. This is x. Perpendicular distance from y-axis of this point is x. This total is y. But here the M coordinate, the x coordinate will on this line will be x. On this line will be x. And y is equal to a. Y is equal to a. In everywhere on this line, the coordinate of y will be a. Now we are saying that this point M is the midpoint of PP dash. Now let us apply the midpoint formula. X plus alpha, 2 ends divided by 2 will give you the x coordinate of this M. So x plus alpha is equal to 2x. Or alpha will be x. So this point will be x. Of course, this point will be x because this distance is x only. This distance is x. This distance is x. So this will be x. Let us see what will be the value of the second coordinate beta. Now, y plus beta upon 2. You add the y coordinate, y plus beta upon 2 will be equal to A. Will be equal to A. So y plus beta will be equal to 2A. Or beta will be minus y plus 2A. So you have got the coordinates. You have got the reflection. The first point will be x only. Alpha is equal to x, and beta will be minus y plus 2a plus 2a. Now this is the reflection in y is equal to a, where a was greater than 0, a was positive. Later on I will discuss also if a is less than 0.